Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely fascinating, the immortal land of Mutle, and how it crosses over from pure legend into physical reality. We're going to take a bit of a journey here. We'll start with an epic battle from centuries ago, and literally trace it all the way down into the dirt, down to the archaeological remnants you can still explore today. This isn't just words on a page, it's history physically baked into the earth. So, let's jump right in.
It really begs the question, right? How does a legendary sacrifice from the year 8 the 8th year of the Islamic calendar, actually survive in the earth today? We hear about these monumental events from early Islamic history all the time, and to be honest, they can sometimes feel a little mythical, or kind of disconnected from our modern, everyday world. But the earth remembers. Through architecture, through layered archaeology, and just plain geography, the sacrifices from that specific year are literally still speaking to us. Let me show you what I mean.
We have to start with one of the most incredible figures of the Battle of Mu'tah, Jafar ibn Abi Talib. In the year 8 this man displayed what is arguably one of the greatest acts of heroism ever recorded in Islamic history. The Prophet Muhammad actually gave him the title Al-Tayyar, which translates to the flyer. And the reason why is both heartbreaking and awe-inspiring. During this incredibly fierce, unforgiving battle, both of Jafar's hands were severed. But the Prophet revealed that God had replaced his lost hands with 2 wings, so he could fly in heaven. It's just a massively powerful image of ultimate sacrifice. But where did that physical sacrifice actually happen? Where does a legend like that rest today?
Well, to pull that celestial legend directly down into our tangible, modern world, let's look at the number 10. 10 is exactly how many kilometers south of the city of Kurek, in modern-day Jordan, you need to drive to find the town of Al-Mazar al-Janubi. That right there is the very earth where Jafar ibn Abi Talib is buried. I love this because it brings the story out of the clouds and just drops it firmly onto a map that you could pull up on your phone right now. It takes this abstract, epic history and makes it entirely concrete.
And listen, if you actually traveled there, you wouldn't just find some empty, dusty field with a tiny marker. No way. Just 1 kilometer east of the main road into town, you'll hit the Grand Mosque of Jafar bin Abi Talib. So the big takeaway here is that this isn't some lost, forgotten tomb. It's this monumental site, a massive focal point that totally anchors the local landscape today. But as you might guess, the grand structure you'd see walking up to it today didn't just pop up overnight. It's got a really complex, deeply layered history of its own.
Let's trace how that structure evolved, because it's basically a timeline of empires. Obviously, it kicks off in the year of 4 with the Battle of Mu'tah. But over the centuries, major empires totally revered this space. During the Ayyubid and Mamluk eras, they came in and built the actual physical shrine, topping it off with a grand dome. Later, the Ottoman Empire took over stewardship, and they really went all out. They meticulously renovated the structures, added more domes, and covered the shrines in these stunning marble tiles. So you have generation after generation, empire after empire just layering their absolute best architectural brilliance onto this one piece of ground.
But, history is rarely a smooth ride. The sanctuary went through some incredibly dark, devastating periods. At certain points, the shrine was literally brought down to rubble by massive earthquakes. Add to that the violent chaos during the Crusader occupation of the Iraq region, and the site was essentially destroyed. But, and this is the amazing part, that wasn't the end of the story. It was resurrected. The Jordanian Ministry of Awqaf stepped up to this monumental task, not just to rebuild the shrine, but to launch deep archaeological excavations to find out exactly what had been buried by time and disaster.
And the stuff they pulled out of the ground? Completely thrilling. Take the number 2, for instance, 2 meters. During those modern digs, archaeologists actually unearthed the ancient mihrab of the mosque, the niche that shows the direction of prayer, and it stood a towering 2 meters high. Just imagine being on that dig site, right? Digging through heavy earthquake debris and Crusader-era destruction, and suddenly you brush away the dirt to reveal a 2-meter-tall architectural masterpiece. It's a literal physical bridge connecting the modern crew directly to the worshippers from the Ayyubid, Mamluk, and Ottoman eras.
And the mihrab was just the beginning. Let's do a quick rapid fire of what else they found, because the sheer scale of it is wild. They pulled back the earth and uncovered the entire northern facade of the site. They found an ancient gate that opens up into this beautifully paved corridor leading right into the mosque's courtyard. They found the structural remains of a dome, balanced perfectly on 4 arches. And nestled inside all this grand architecture were everyday items. Ancient coins dropped by travelers, pottery lamps that actually lit up the shrine hundreds of years ago, and highly valuable historical inscriptions. Every single one of these items pulled from the soil gives us a direct voice from the past.
Now hold on, because the story of Mu'tah doesn't end with Jafar ibn Abi Talib. Check out this detail. 500.
Exactly 500 meters south of Jafar's magnificent shrine, you'll hit the mosque and resting place of Abdullah bin Rawaha. And the location is everything here. Abdullah bin Rawaha is buried in the precise spot where he fell and was martyred in the battle. You can literally walk that 500-meter stretch between these two giants of history, stepping on the exact ground where the ancient battle lines were drawn.
And to complete the picture, there's a third hero resting nearby. Alongside Jafar ibn Abi Talib and Abdullah bin Rawaha, you'll find the grave of Zayd bin Haritha. Having all three there really transforms the land of Mu'tah into this profound historical witness. The very soil binds these three commanders together forever. I mean, they fought together, they fell together, and now they are buried together. Their shared sacrifice permanently immortalized this landscape, cementing what the historical sources call one of the greatest pages of sacrifice in all of Islam.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. So, how does the Earth of Mu'tah preserve the sacrifices of the past for our future? We started with a legend from the year 8 AH, a hero who traded his arms for wings. But when you trace the geography of Karak, the devotion of the Mamluks and Ottomans, and that painstaking modern archaeology, bringing 2-meter-high mihrabs and ancient coins back into the sunlight, you realize history isn't just some story stuck in a textbook. It's a physical reality, right beneath our feet. The Earth literally holds on to these sacrifices, just waiting for us to uncover them and actually learn from them. So think about that the next time you walk through a historical site. What grand stories and what unimaginable sacrifices are still waiting in the earth right beneath your shoes? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep exploring.